Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at 5 new figures from the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line from Playmates. Well, technically 4 new ones. I finally found Crabapult. He was the one I could not find previously when I reviewed the high school versions of Raphael and Michelangelo and Turbo Cami. I did a video for those 3. I'll put a link at the end of this video. Crabapult was the only one I could not find, but I finally found him, so I just decided to toss him in this video with the others. But I think this is like a whole new wave, so it's another wave of these mix and match mutations. So we have Pigeon Pete, we have Mustang Sally, we have Lee the Eel, which I love because Lee is just eel backwards. That's fantastic. And then we have Goldfin, which is one of the largest heads I've ever seen on a TMNT action figure. So if we take a look at the back here, you know, of course, they're showing off the mix and match function. The 4 turtles we've seen before. Splinter, there is been out there. I've seen him. I just decided not to pick him up because he's not super different from the one I already have. The 3 robots I also reviewed previously. And then we have these 6 new figures down here. So I went for the 4 new characters. There is a new Wingnut and Genghis Frog. They're kind of just repaints of the ones we've already seen. I guess Genghis is a little different. His tongue is kind of off to the side instead of in the center, and this one is actually modeled, or at least like painted and decorated to look like the original 80s Genghis Frog. He's got the blue and yellow Hawaiian shirt, he's got the sunglasses, he's got the gun with the tongue just like the original 80s toy, so I thought that was neat. I might grab him eventually. Wingnut, as far as I can tell, is just kind of a repaint, or maybe it's molded slightly different, but Wingnut just kind of looks the same. So I decided to hold off on these 2 for now. I was really just interested in the 4 new characters. Like I said, maybe if there's a sale or something, I'll go back and get those 2 eventually. But yeah, so they are these mix and match, which means they'll probably have slightly less articulation because I don't think they have elbows with the pieces being made to pop on and off. And it's kind of weird to me that they're debuting new characters as part of the mix and match line, and some are like part of the regular line, like Crabapult here. So it's just weird to me because obviously these figures are going to get more articulation than these, and I don't know if these guys are going to get regular versions later on. I guess they might, but at the same time, I probably wouldn't rebuy them unless they were drastically different, or if I really loved the character or something. So I don't know. It's kind of weird that they're kind of pouring all of their efforts, or at least most of their efforts, into this mix and match mutations line, but here we are. So I'm going to go ahead, get these figures out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look. So here are our 5 figures out of the packaging. You might be asking yourself, why is Crabapult laying down? And that is because the large accessory on his back makes it virtually impossible for him to stand. So I believe he's supposed to be a hermit crab, which is very cool, but this is supposed to be like his shell. I don't really know what's going on here. I assume this is like a trash can that the bottom has been ripped off or something like that. He's got these bands going around with these pieces hanging here. It's all really nicely detailed and painted. Some bags in the top up here. So, you know, that's kind of completing the look of the hermit crab with the shell on the back. But it's just ridiculously heavy. It's a pretty solid piece of plastic. And as a result, it just makes it kind of impossible for him to stand. But you can see it just pegs onto the back there. You can take it off, and then you can kind of get him to stand. With the giant claw arm, it can be a little difficult still, but you can definitely make it happen. But this is just such a fun little figure. I love the design of this guy. He's kind of tiny and squat. He's got his like little workout clothes on with his headband and the little wristbands and the leg warmers and everything. I just think that's really fun. Again, all of the detail and the paint applications look really sharp. And I still applaud Playmates. I mean, when it comes to a basic 5-inch, $10 figure, they crush it. I mean, I don't think you'll find another figure for $10 on the market that has this level of articulation, molded detail, and paint applications. It's just something that Playmates does really well. So the head's on a ball joint. You can move this all around. I love the expression. The 2 eyes are really nicely done. Again, you have the little headband. It's a fun little detail there. You have a hinge and a rotation in this shoulder. Now, he does have an elbow, but unfortunately, it kind of doesn't have anywhere to go. So it doesn't bend very much, but then it can swivel. You also have a little claw swivel here. Same hinge and swivel in this shoulder, and this elbow you can actually utilize. And then you have a swivel at the claw as well. I think there's nothing at the waist. I think because it's too tiny. but you do have, you can see the hinge there in the leg, so you have a hinge and a rotation, and then you have a hinge and a rotation at the knee as well. I mean, just a really nice level of articulation. I think it's a really fun little figure. I think the giant shell on his back is really fun. Just a really neat little character. I just think, just a fun design. I really like him quite a bit. Now, he does come with 2 accessories. He has a little kettlebell. Very basic, just done in this purple plastic, but it works. I mean, you know, kettlebells don't need to be too detailed. Could have had a little paint, I guess, but I really don't think it needs it. I think it came out pretty great. And then he's got a smaller hermit crab friend who looks like maybe he's made his home in a can of Pringles or something. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Tennis balls, I'm not really sure, but just a fun little hermit crab. The eyes are painted very nicely. Otherwise, just done in red plastic, but looks pretty good. So that is Crabapult. Definitely like him quite a bit. Now, he's going to have the most articulation out of this assortment because he's part of the like normal line, whereas the rest of these are the mix and match mutations. I'm just gonna, I don't remember who came with what, but there was an assortment of random parts with the other 4. So you have a wingnut head here, you have a Raphael and a Leonardo head, you have a splinter leg, you have what I believe to be a, I think this is Metalhead, but it might be one of the other robots, I'm not really sure. You have 2 different turtle arms, and then you have what I believe is Genghis's foot, because it's so small. I don't know how this would connect to anyone else. It would just be kind of floating there in space. But that's the assortment of random extra limbs they give you. They kind of give you a full figure, and then each figure comes with 1 or 2 extra body parts. So even if you only have 1, you can still mix and match, which is a nice feature. I do appreciate that. But I don't care about the mix and match aspect of these at all. I'm just in it for the new character and the new action figures. So these 4 over here are the mix and match. Crabapult was the only one that's a normal figure with normal articulation. So moving on to Pigeon Pete. We'll get him out of the way since he is the only non-aquatic based character here. It's still a really nice figure. Now the problem again with these mix and match mutations, they don't have elbows, they don't have wrist swivels, they don't have knees. Very basic. It's just the ball joints at the 5 points that can pop off and mix and match. So I'm not going to go over this too much, but I'll do one just for fun. You can pop the arm off. You can take like a turtle arm or something and pop that on instead. And that's kind of the whole play pattern, you know, mixing and matching with the ball joints. Now, in a way, it's kind of nice because it kind of allows you to pose a little bit easier because everything's solid. Like you can see here with his legs, he actually stands really well. Because I also feel like these legs would be too thin to do knee joints anyway. But because they're solid pieces, he can stand really well. And he still looks good. So sometimes a little bit less articulation can be a blessing in disguise, as dumb as that sounds. But it's still a really good looking figure. I mean, all of this detail for the feathers, you know, the legs down here are nicely painted. You have 3 different colors going on here for the arms and the feathers. The jacket here has some nice molding, even if it's not all painted. There's still nice molding there. He's got some badges. I guess that's a stain maybe. Pockets. He's got this grenade bandolier here. So, again, even though it might not all be painted, there's still a crazy amount of articulation. And then he's got these glasses. You can actually take these off. They kind of peg into the back of the head there. And you can see all of the detailing there for the eyes. Really nicely done. So you have a ball joint for the head. Move that around. It's a little limited because of the space that it's on. It's kind of sunken in there. So when you pop that on, it kind of limits it a little bit. But really nice ball joint for both of the arms, both of the legs. He's a cool figure. I like him a lot. With the glasses or without, I think he looks good either way. I think that's really cool. Very easy to pop on and off. So I think that works. But yeah, I like this guy. I think he's cool. He's got a great pose. You can kind of pretend like he's flying, or you can just kind of have the arms down. But yeah, he came out great. Now he comes with a piece of pizza that I guess is starting to deteriorate, or I don't quite know what's going on with this. Maybe it's melting. I guess maybe that's what's going on. It's breaking down. I don't know. But it is a piece of pizza, kind of. So that is the main accessory that he comes with, other than the mix and match pieces. Each one kind of has 1 or 2 accessories and then 1 or 2 mix and match pieces. So the next three I feel like must be in a gang together. They're all like aquatic animals and they all kind of look like, you know, they got the leather jackets, the trench coats going. I could be completely wrong. I don't know who these characters are, but I love these figures. They look really good. So this is Mustang Sally, which I believe is supposed to be a seahorse, just judging by the detail and shape of the head. But that facial expression, those eyes are so perfectly done, and that is one piece on a ball joint. So again, if you wanted to pop it off, it's a little difficult, honestly, but you can see that's just one big head piece there. Pops on pretty snugly. You can move it side to side. Again, it's kind of a situation where, because of the way they attach, where they have the little bit of the stalk and then this is kind of recessed, it makes it where it kind of limits the articulation a little bit, but still gets some. You have this leather jacket piece here, which looks phenomenal. You have the same, you know, ball joint for the legs and the arms, and that's really it. He does have a tail, though. I mean, unless this is a lady, I don't know. I guess a Mustang Sally could be a lady. In any case, it's a great figure. I just think it looks really good. I also like this kind of coral reef axe-looking thing, accessory that we got going on here. Really, really sharp. Just all in all, I think this is a fun figure. I think, you know, Mutant Seahorse, what's not to love? The colors are great. The paint applications are great. Articulation's fine. You know, could be more, but I don't need it to be. Just a really fun figure all around. And they also have, each of these three characters has this, I don't know what these are. I don't know if these are supposed to be stuffed animals or some kind of like undersea coral creature. They remind me of in The Little Mermaid when Ursula turned everybody into those weird little things in her like throne room. That's what they remind me of. But anyway, yeah, they have like crosses over the eyes, but they do have head articulation. As you can see, it does swivel. And there's a hole in the bottom if you wanted to peg it on somewhere. But yeah, they each have one of these. And I guess we'll just take a look at the other two right now. So this is the one that comes with Lee the Eel and Goldfin. This one actually is kind of a ball joint. You can move that one around. I think this one is as well, yeah, because these are larger ones. So yeah, I don't know what these are, but they are here. This one looks like something out of Dr. Seuss, honestly. So again, maybe they hold some significance in the show. There's the show, the movie, the webisodes. There's a lot of fiction going on now for this iteration of TMNT, which is pretty cool, but I unfortunately have not seen any of it. I know. But anyway, these are here, and they come with each of these characters. Let's move on to Lee the Eel, which is a fantastic name, and the colors are so fun. So you have the purple hair, the purple fins, the eyes are really nicely detailed and painted. Again, just a giant head on a ball joint. The arms and legs are on ball joints. You got the tail down here, also on a ball joint. And then Lee comes with a like electric gun, which of course makes sense because an electric eel. So that way, you know, firing electricity from the gun, I think is really cool. It's just a great looking figure. I assume this is supposed to be a dress. So I'm assuming Lee is a lady eel. Oh, you can see that actually I just noticed that. So I guess you could take it off if you wanted to. I'm not going to try, but you can see there's tabs there for the coat piece to kind of tab into the side of the body. That's actually nice. That probably keeps it in place, which is actually really nice. But yeah, the floral print here on the dress looks good. All of that paint application looks good. Just a fun little figure. I think this is really fun. Really bright, great colors. But I have to say, I don't know. Mustang Sally is up there for my favorite figures. But Goldfin is just amazing. I love the little hat off to the side. The eyes are so crazy. The giant head. The little trench coat here with the overalls. Just everything about the design of this character I absolutely love. You got the little fin here on the back. And again, this is just one absolutely massive head popped onto a ball joint. So just for fun, if you took little Raphael head... That's just absolutely ridiculous to me, but I kind of love it. It's so dumb, but it's kind of fun. So yeah, I don't know much about this character, but I absolutely love the design. To me, he just seems like he's a little, like he's in the Fish Mafia or something. I don't know. I just love it. Like a Dick Tracy villain or something. I don't know. But again, you got the 5 ball joints. and the head is so heavy it kind of languishes about, but it's just such a fun design of a character. I love them. So honestly, I really like all 5 of these. I think, like I said, Playmates just continues to crush it with these figures. For $10 a piece, I really don't think you're going to find a better basic action figure. I mean, the articulation, now again, some better than others. You know, Crabapult is probably the same price as these and has much more articulation, but they have the feature of switching the limbs around, which I'm sure some might find fun. For me, I kind of just like having the new figures for the new characters. I don't really care about switching their arms and legs. But again, you know, there's a good amount of articulation. There's a great amount of molded in detail. Paint applications are really sharp. The accessories they come with are great. All for $10 a piece. I just feel like you can't beat that. I mean, I used to tout Jazzware's Fortnite line, their 4-inch Fortnite line, for the same thing. And then they kind of raised the price to like $11, $12. And then they kind of disappeared off the face of the planet. I can't find them anywhere anymore. I loved that line, and it's just kind of gone. And that's a real shame. But it paved the way for these. These now hold the crown. I mean, again, a $10 figure, I think these are tops. I don't think you're going to find a better $10 figure out there in terms of what you get. These are just phenomenal. And they're so imaginative with the designs, and the mutant characters are so fun. I highly recommend any of these 5, and honestly, any of the previous figures they've done. They're all really, really fun. So definitely check these out. Like I said, I found them at Walmart. There was kind of a new like aisle display when they get those big like cardboard, you know, pallets where they just kind of drop the pallet in the middle of the aisle, and then it's got all the little shelves in it. So that's where I found these. There were tons of, you know, the turtles as well. You know, they're still popping them out. So if you missed those and you want them, no issues finding those. But yeah, they're just fun. They're just really simple fun, and honestly a great price. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.